Hello there. Welcome back to Medicine for These Times. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I am inviting you to join us on what I'm calling a mass Rose Dieta. And when I say mass, I mean I really picture the whole world doing this. So let me tell you a little bit about this Rose Dieta and what it is and what a dieta is in the first place. So, one of my former clients named Kat Gordon, who actually has been working with me as my assistant coach for the group mastermind program, which by the way, starts in January 2025, and I am accepting applications now. So, Kat has been working with me for a few years. She is a former client who went through the mastermind program, a medicine woman, an herbalist, and just really an amazing, embodied, beautiful friend of mine and a peer. I, back in 2021, did a Rose Dieta that was led by her. So, what a dieta is, well, let me talk about that in a second. But let me just tell you this: I did her Rose Dieta in 2021, and it was life changing. This is a journey into really connecting on a deeper level with the spirit of Rose medicine, the spirit of Rose herself, without any psychedelics, without any ayahuasca, and without anything psychoactive. But it's a deepening relationship, a portal to enter into this deepening relationship with a plant spirit so that she can teach you, guide you, and actually help you embody the entire spirit of this amazing, beautiful medicine. So, Kat had led this in a group, a live group, online, but live back in 2021. And it was really transformational. And she's been really busy doing a lot of her other work and, also leading groups and retreats and travel. And I've been wondering when the next Rose Dieta has been. And I think she hasn't really run a group in a while. She does do this privately. But many months ago, I think about 6 or 7 months ago, I got this kind of download to see if she would offer her Rose Dieta with me as a joint collaboration. Then I kind of just forgot about it. And then I mentioned it again. Then I kind of forgot about it. And then very recently, about a month ago, I had a very clear message that this rose medicine would be so good for humanity, especially those of us in America, to do this dieta in the days and weeks leading up to the US election, which is in early November. So, and what came through was this idea of a mass Rose Dieta to help Americans get their hearts into a place of compassion and love and understanding, even if you are very heated about politics or this election or just anything in the world in general. And I get it. I can be very heated as well, but I have been really dedicated for many, many years and really doubling down even more this year on my core values of unity, love, compassion, understanding, and also sovereignty and acceptance that every human being is going to have different views. Even if you and all your friends have the same views, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and we have to learn how to get along. As we see, as above, so below, there are wars happening all over the planet. And yes, I'm not going to get into this, but yes, I consider this a bad thing. It is not good. But really, I do believe that when we are fighting more against your brother, your neighbor, each other on social media, this side versus that side, it's just perpetuating the larger scale consciousness of more consciousness. So anyways, the spirit of the rose, let me tell you what this dieta is. It's a 5-week live program. It's 5 weeks where it's 4 live calls, and then there's some online exercises we give you that you can do on your own. Technically, you don't have to do them. You can still connect with the spirit of this plant. But the point is, when you do a guided dieta in a group environment, it really helps you deepen in and open up to this plant spirit so much more. Additionally, Kat and I both have done numerous dietas over our life. including some of these, what people call soft dietas, meaning you're not going down to the jungle and working with ayahuasca and being completely isolated from the world. You are going to do your daily work and hang out with your family and friends and do the regular things. The only difference is holding a little bit of, well, maybe a lot or a little of a container of letting the rose spirit open up. So we do not tell you that you can't do certain things. There's suggestions for guidelines on how to hold this container, but and we do give suggestions on what to use, how to use it when, how to work with the spirit of this plant. We even have different options for items you can purchase from Kat herself, that she made herself. Again, she's an herbalist, or that my friend Susanna Raven made, who's also a master herbalist. And also, these are medicine women who have done dietas for many, many, many years. So they know the spirit of this plant very well. So we give you options for things you can buy, or you can just do this, with this one thing that we suggest, which is the bare minimum you'll need for the dieta. Then we do an opening. It'll be a ceremony, there'll be guidance, it'll be in a group environment so we can hold this container of transformation together. This is a very subtle energy, but as someone who's done a Rose Dieta and many other dietas, it can be very powerful if you really have this container to have the space to deepen in. And that's what's so powerful about doing this in a group. And traditionally, you go on these dietas in the jungle, you are with a group. You do spend most of the time by yourself, but you come together in a group and you have the support of a group. And that's why we're leading this. I will also say, and I'm going to have the link right here below, even though technically the doors do not open until next week, but we are making this very affordable because I really want it accessible to everybody. And I really want the intention of this, whether you live in the US or not, is to really be able to navigate the intense energies that we're probably experiencing right now and maybe continuing over the next 2 months with more compassion, love, and understanding for not just each other, but also for yourself. Also, remember, this is not about spiritually bypassing or just kind of like relaxing back and not getting upset or whatever it is. But the rose also has thorns, and we will teach you about boundaries as well. So, but essentially, the download that came for doing this in a group was to offer something that was just pure, needed right now. Self-love, love for one another, deep compassion for self, deep compassion for one another, boundaries for self, boundaries for others, So this is the journey of the rose. There's so much more to it that we'll go over in the 5-week period and that you'll learn on your own as well. That's part of the dieta, is deepening in with the spirit and listening to her and getting to know what she has for you, and then sharing it and integrating it within our community call. We also have some other collaborators who are going to be sharing this with their audience. So we're hoping to really get a great community of men and women. By the way, this is not just for women. It's not just because it's a feminine energy flower, it does not mean that it's not for the divine masculine. The reality is, whether you identify as man, woman, or anything else, we all have feminine energies living inside of us, and it's all around us in this world. And this rose energy has been coming through so strongly in my reality and a lot of other people I know, that I wanted to offer this out to you in a way where it's just so easily accessible and at a very affordable price, which is something that we're doing. We're doing it on a different kind of sliding scale, suggestion, and then different options if you truly can't afford the suggested price, which, by the way, is more than 50% off of what Kat usually charges. But what I see in working with the rose during this time in, pivotal time in history, whether it doesn't matter what side you're on, it doesn't matter who you think is good or bad or what's going to happen. In the end, what I believe we all need is more compassion. and more understanding. And even if a whole bunch of people disagree with you or you get really upset, how do you navigate your limits? Like what I've had to do. I mean, I just told someone this recently. Believe it or not, I have friends that go from both extremes. I have numerous friends that kind of believe in both extremes. And when I say both extremes, it's like very, very, very liberal and very, very conservative. And by the way, and then a lot of friends with people, that are in between the two. And how do we all get along? How do we learn how to listen to one another and have adult, you know, calm conversations about our viewpoints without wanting to kill each other, like, and it's been hard to navigate, but there is a way to actually um love one another and at least have compassion. You don't have to like someone that's like polar opposite of you. But I don't know about you guys, but I had family members. I mean, my whole family is like all over the place, and it was very hard to navigate in 2016. And we've figured it out. I mean, we don't want to stop talking to each other, and we've learned how to listen to a point, listen with boundaries. So this is where I really believe the rose medicine is such a divine feminine power for this time in history to teach us not just how to navigate each other, but starting from within. So, this rose medicine is going to help you develop way more self compassion, self love, self confidence, knowing yourself, being really kind of, in your feminine, but yet also firm and also, a wise elder energy. She has all these various forms, which we're going to go over with you in this guided process. And out on the other end, the dieta ends the day before election day. We're hoping, my intention with this, other than just, by the way, ingesting the beauty of rose medicine, which is just such a beautiful flavor to begin with, and flavor in its spirit sense, not just taste flavor, but flavor. But you are going to deepen in to her essence and also really learn how to communicate with plants without any psychedelics. And here's the thing, if you happen to work with psychedelics during the Rose Dieta, that's fine. There's nothing against that, but you will get messages. And that's why we're doing this in a group, is to have some sharing, some integration. We're going to have an official opening, an official closing, and then some check-ins in between where you can share and learn from one another and hopefully hear some really cool stories. And also, have two plant experts to answer any questions that you may have about how to contact the rose, how to work with the rose, how to decipher between a message coming from Rose versus maybe your mind. There's so much to a dieta that is, I mean, honestly, it's the main reason I go on dietas down in Peru, is to work with the other master plants and not just ayahuasca. I always say it's the other plants that are the real reason I go. Because when you have set time aside to just deepen in with the plants, like miracles start to happen. I will say this, because this is being worked into your regular life, don't worry, it is not going to take a lot of time. The 4 calls are anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. So there's that. They are spread out over 5 weeks. And then, if you miss a day of working with Rose, that's not going to hurt your dieta. But we are going to teach you what you can do and how you can even get in like a quick connection, and then maybe some longer connection. And there's various ways you can connect with the spirit of this plant to really show you how to connect with all the plants. And I think Rose is one of the best ones for people that are newer to the concept of dietas, because it's just so powerful. It's also, doesn't have any health issues, doesn't have any contraindications, or, I shouldn't say that. It is a little astringent plant, but it's not like you're going to be dieting ayahuasca or tobacco or, something that might be pretty hardcore or a contraindication. So anyways, I just wanted to share about the Rose Dieta. My own personal heart that I'm holding for this is to get as many people as possible to participate so we can really create this global community of just being okay with what is, and also finding compassion for one another and ourselves, even if we do disagree, even if we don't like it, even if we want things to change. This is about being a spiritual warrior, and also um doing it with grace, not fighting, not perpetuating war. It's like, if we want wars to end, we have to start with ourselves and those right around us. And the level, I mean, I cannot be the only one that has experienced people, writing each other off and arguing and canceling and projecting and, accusing. It's like, it's so sad to see. I'm like, how do you even know what this is about if I just share this? It's like, we need to go inward and develop our own self-love, self-compassion, self-understanding, and hold this vibration even in the midst of ultimate chaos. And it also doesn't mean you're not gonna stand up for your beliefs. There are boundaries here. So I hope you'll join us for the Rose Dieta. And please, if you're feeling called to share the power of this really beautiful master plant, then please share the link with your friends and family and loved ones. And the more the merrier. Kat, my former client, and I are not making lots of money off of this. We're splitting it, and we're splitting it with some others that are going to help share it. And we will give back. I haven't figured out who we're giving back to, but there's always Aini and sacred reciprocity built into all of the work we do. But we are really doing this because of the time of year and because this is readily available and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you so much, and we will see you there.